There's a joy on campus, which comes from, I think, from the classroom itself. We're designed to learn, we're built to learn, and when we're learning, there should be a joy that comes along with that, that's the effect of that. So you'll see students, there's always somebody laughing around here.
There's people from all parts of the country.
Atlantic City, New Jersey. Arizona.
Brillion, Wisconsin.
Kentucky.
Vermont.
North Carolina.
North Kansas.
Norfolk, Virginia.
Bow, New Hampshire.
Oklahoma City.
Seattle, Washington.
Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I'm from Schuyler, Nebraska.
From Annapolis, Maryland.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
New Rochelle, New York.
Miami, Ohio. Louisiana. Boston, Dallas, Texas. I'm from Mexico City.
Canada.
Everyone's different.
We have a fencing club.
We had Bad Poetry Night a couple weeks ago, which was really fun.
Well, of course, we had the film series here.
So we have trips to Boston.
We went to Salem this weekend, and sometimes we've been to Portsmouth.
We have a trip to Mount Monadnock.
We do have coffee houses and dances just about every weekend.
We had the dating game show a few weeks ago. A lot of it would be like humanities humor, which sounds really lame and is kind of lame actually. But if you're here, it's very funny. And then we always have plays.
And even if you were the sort of man who could tell whether or not you were a doctor.
So we're getting ready to put on 2 plays for the Christmas formal dinner. All set?
I think so.
All right, until next time. Until next time.
It's a very interesting and profound thing to see how the professors teach the material that we read from a Catholic perspective, and yet are able to maintain a certain kind of transparency to the text.
I actually was fairly attracted to the fact that Thomas More was Catholic, because its Catholicism gives the school a sense of mission, a sense of coherence. Even though I'm a non-Catholic, if I thought about it a lot, I probably would feel like I was marginalized, maybe feel like a second-class citizen. I don't feel that at all. That's the great thing about the school. It's a Catholic school, but non-Catholics, non-Christians are welcome, and they're welcome as equal members of society.
I'm not Catholic, and I'm here, and yet I don't feel like Catholicism is shoved down my throat.
We are a Catholic college that is open to students of all faiths, and so I think it's important that students from other traditions feel comfortable here, and at the same time they participate in what is particular to a Catholic education and a particular Catholic spirit. I like to think that we have a kind of Catholicism across the curriculum, and that really the Catholic spirit towards life is meant to be manifested in all dimensions, in our attitude towards our studies, and not just the curriculum itself, in the spirit on the campus, in kitchen duty, in cleanup, in work study.
It's difficult to talk about the Catholicism on campus here because it's both a part of everything and a part of nothing in a way. I think because the Catholic Church is universal. It embraces everything. It embraces humanity. It embraces the goodness in everything. You find something good in the church, recognizes that.
The fact that it's Catholic enriches the school. It doesn't limit it. Catholicism at its best is about liberation.
Faith is not a blind faith. You should be able to explain the faith.
You can learn all sorts of knowledge, but without having a sense of what it is, really being able to grasp it, really be able to immerse yourself in it, be able to immerse yourself into work, the knowledge will fade. It'll be ephemeral. But by being able to engage it on a much more profound level, which occurs here, and which I believe one reason why it occurred here is because of its Catholicism, because it emphasizes that moral component.
So faith illuminates reality. Really recover that initial vision of education that you find in the Catholic tradition, and renewing it, of course. You just can't recover it, you have to renew it.
It's really learning in the best sense.
You might be questioning, as a lot of people do in the first couple of weeks here as the workload sets in, why did I come to this school? I have 1,000 pages to read before the end of the week, and then someone will come out and sit down, and you're sitting on the back porch, and you start having a conversation with them, and you realize that there's nowhere else you can go and have a conversation like this. There's nowhere else.
to get a glimpse of Thomas More College ought to appeal to a student who has a certain sense of daring in life and a certain desire to learn and a hope in what they may accomplish.
I know that I shall meet my fate somewhere among the clouds above. Those that I fight I do not hate. Those that I guard
The liberal
I
arts
do not
program
love.
teaches you how to
My
think.
country's
The entire
Kentucky's
student body
cross.
is here
My
to learn.
countrymen Kentucky's poor. No likely end could bring
Snow
them loss.
falling, the night falling fast. Oh, fast in a field I looking to go in past.
Everything
And
becomes
the ground
a
almost covered
piece
smooth
of
and
so much
snow.
more.
But a
Concepts,
few
just like individuals,
bubbles.
have their history and are no more able than they to resist the dominion of time. But in and through it all, they nevertheless harbor a kind of homesickness.
If one is not experiencing joy in learning, then somehow one is probably not learning.
You are educated in it as you go along, and then when you get out there and you are face to face with it, you are able to meet it, challenge it, and conquer it.
It's important to know the past, especially in the present, because as a people we grow in time.
Here's this truth, and now that you see this truth, as great authors do to you, great poets and great thinkers, they give you this truth, and now you have to accept it. You have to change yourself to fit the truth, because the truth won't change to fit you.
Thomas More is unique in the fact that it allows a student to sort of go into an ivory tower for 4 years and study the great truths.
It takes these ideals, or seemingly ideals, to the rest of the world and applies them throughout the campus.
We think that this is the kind of education that is for our time and for the future.
And all we're trying to do is educate superbly.
Seeing something beautiful is what makes one change, what makes one convert to fall in love with something more beautiful.
One wading a fall meadow finds on all sides the Queen Anne's lace, lying like lilies on water. It glides so from the walker, it turns dry grass to a lake, as the slightest shade of you valleys my mind in fabulous blue lucernes. Beautiful changes as a forest is changed, by chameleons tuning his skin to it, as a mantis arranged on a green leaf grows into it, makes the leaf leafier, and proves any greenness is deeper than anyone knows. Your hands hold roses, always in a way that says they are not only yours. The beautiful changes in such kind ways, wishing ever to sunder things and things selves for a second finding, to lose for a moment all that it touches back to wonder. And it's especially in that last line, to lose for a moment, wishing ever to sunder things and things selves for a second finding. Thomas More is an attempt to lose for a moment in order to find so much more upon your return. And that's why the risk that's hazarded here is an abysmal risk, which at the same time seeks to retrieve some of the deepest memories, not the memories of only our lives, but the memories of whole generations, whole peoples, the memories of history.